Hi everybody, it's Martyn the Flicking Feathers again today, and I'm tying another classic wet fly. This is the Greenwell's Glory. Right. I'm going to tie it as the dressing in Edmonds and Lee, and I'll put a materials list in the description along with a link to the Patreon page so that anybody that wants to support the channel can get access to the members only content and be entered into the monthly giveaways. Got my hook and my vise, it's a size 14, and I'll just start my thread. I'm using yellow silk, and I've waxed it quite heavily with cobbler's wax to sort of darken it down. It gives it a nice olive hue. If you don't want to use silk, the Uni Primrose is a really good colour, and when you wax it, either with standard wax or cobbler's wax, it goes a nice olive colour. So I've started my thread, taking about 4 wraps back, maybe 5, made a wee base, and we're ready to tie the wing. So for the wing, I'm using a primary feather from a Starling's wing. Now the original, they call for hen blackbird, but you can't get that in a shop, and you certainly shouldn't be going out and shooting one to use it. They're in quite serious decline. Starlings are plentiful, but really any feather that gives you this sort of nice colour, you know, that kind of warm dun grey, will do. So, I don't know about this feather, let me see. Fine. I'm going to cut a slip out the feather 4 times the width of the wing that I want. Because I'm going to tie a traditional bunched and split wing. Now Starling is quite difficult. If you find it too hard, don't use Starling. Maybe use duck or something. So I've got the slip here, and you can see these ends are quite good. They're nearly square, but we've got a wee sweep, a slight sweep. So I'm going to hold it very tightly in my non-tying hand, and or my thread hand, and just preen those edges. Right, don't worry if you get some splitting. There's nothing you can do about it until they're square. Right, and then I'm going to fold it so the dark side is out. You want to fold it right down the middle. Once and a half. See how it is? And then and half again. It can be quite tricky, especially with Starling. Starling's not the easiest fibre to work with, but then you get this narrow slip. Right. Now I want my wing to be tied in like halfway along that thread catch, and I want it to be the length of the hook. So about that. I'll offer that in, pinch and loop, another turn, and I like that, that's nice. Right. Now lift the wing, got a ton of thread in behind it, maybe another one. No, that's good, I like that. And that's the wing in. And now the thread's really heavily waxed, as I said. So I'll just reach in with my scissors, trim away those butts. Actually, just to show you how heavily waxed the thread is, there's the spool, and you can see that dark band, right? That's the waxed stuff. I've changed the colour. That dark band, that olivey band is the stuff that's about 6 passes, at least 6 passes through the cobbler's wax. Hackle is a Indian hen, right? A cheap hen. Don't use an expensive one. You want the kind of low fibre count. You want it to be wispy. And I'm using quite a light furnace, and I want the fibres to be quite long, right? What a lot of people would say is out of proportion. If you were tying certainly a still water fly, or sort of following like a hackle gauge, this hackle would be probably 2 sizes too big, but it's just perfect, right? Now, as I say, Indian hen, not genetic. I'm going to tie it in by the tip with the good side facing away from me, so it faces largely towards the front of the hook. I take a couple of wraps in the back here. Those 2 wraps are enough. And then I'm going to reach in, cut that away, I've missed one. Right. And I don't know if you can see, but I'm about the hackle's tied in just a thread turn behind the wing, right? That's ideal. Then I'll take my wire for my rib. This is just fine gold wire. And I'll offer it in. And I'll leave the tag long. Try to do it on your side so you can see. I'll leave the tag long so that it's extending towards the back of the wing. Again, still just maybe just a thread wrap behind, right? The tag's just there. Right, I'm just going to hook that back up. And then I'll just go back, touch and wraps a thread, forming my body, crushing down that hackle tip, securing my rib as I go, right? Now there's nothing to be pulled at the back anyway, because there's no tail, so you don't, but it's very secure, right? All that wax and all that, it really grips. I'm going to come back to the usual point, sort of halfway between the point and the barb, and then I'm going to come up back to the back of the wing. I'm going to stop, say 3 thread wraps or so back, so that I can tie off my rib without disturbing the wing, right? It's especially with the Starling, it's very, very delicate, and you don't want to touch it if you can avoid it. I mean, you might need to primp it a wee bit, and it will split when you fish, but at this stage I try to get it as good as possible. So I'm going to take my rib up, and I mean, the original dressing calls for four turns, but if you use 5, you know, it doesn't matter, right? Like, some people like a tighter rib than others. Again, I'm just trying to wiggle around that wing and that hackle there. That'll do it. I'll catch it, and then I'll use these. Whoops. Just get that back into focus. There we go. And I'm using that space that I left for the 3 wraps to secure the wire in place, right? And my thread's still slightly behind the wing there. Take that away just by just worry it away. Right, now the wing, this is the split part. Now the wing's supposed to be split. I'm just trying to find where is a good place to split it. That might be there. How's that if I go like that? I'll put my needle in. I've found my place, aye, that's good. You'll see there's always a bit where it sort of wants to split, and you can find that, and that gives you the most chance of getting a good wing. So at this point I'm going to take my thread up, get the thread between the wings, and grip it, pull forward, and get a turn of thread, right? There we go. Right, now this wing is already breaking. Right, I don't know if you can see it in the camera. Maybe you can. Aye, you can. It's already breaking. Hopefully I'll be able to crimp it back together. I'll just be able to sort of tweak it back together. I've got some wax on my finger actually from the thread, which will help. But as soon as you cast it, I've got my box sitting here. I'll just pick one out. As soon as you catch it, and certainly as soon as you catch a fish, I'm in still in reasonably good order. This is one that's been fished. Right, the wings, you can see there the wings burst. I've sort of smoothed it back together, but the wings already burst in this one, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, here's a worse one. This one, the wings in like 4 bits after fishing, right? It's just a wriggly mass. The flies still work very well, right? So don't worry about busting your wings. So I'm going to wind my hackle, right? There's a turn. And I don't even worry about sweeping it back or anything. Oops. I'll lift my wing, I'll get that turn right in behind the wing. And then I'll come in front and get another turn or 2, depending on how it looks. Now I've got a wee couple of trap fibres. I'm just going to reach in with my needle and free them. And I think that's nice there, that's good. And I'll just cross my thread. 3 turns of threads, lock that in, that's plenty. Trim it away. If you get any fibres going forward, just pull them back, tidy up, then you can whip finish. Oops. Oh dear. There we go. 1, 2, 3 is plenty. Put that away. And I've got some excess wax here, I'm just going to rub it away. When I put the head cement on it sort of melts. The solvents take away the wax anyway. I'll clear my eye. And then I'll have a wee look at my wing. See where I split it. And there you go. That's the Greenwell's glory, right? A nice, very, very effective pattern. As I say, you don't need to use a Bunsen split wing. You could just use 2 slips, or you could use a different fibre which is a bit easier to work with than Starling. But get these in your box. I mean, I don't know, the pattern must be 200 years old or something, you know, it's ancient, maybe less than that, 150. I feel like it was 1860s, but I don't remember exactly. But aye, get them in your box, they absolutely kill fish, they're amazing. So, hope that was useful, hope you enjoyed it. If it was, please remember to give me a thumbs up below and subscribe to the channel. Tight lines guys, bye.